Welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and today we're out here to take an in-depth look at a brand new chassis from Saber Tactical. This is the Menace. It's 2026 and there are no shortages of premium chassis available on the market, and most of these chassis are extremely feature rich. The Saber Tactical Menace is going to be no exception to that. So we are going to be looking at a full-length ARCA rail. We do have jibbing on here for some extra grip. You're going to have accessories like night vision bridges. This has a pretty slick folder that has a magnetic latch assembly. This is ambidextrous. It is going to come with a thumb rest, their premium grip, but what sets this chassis apart is in its overall design and what you get for the money. You are getting the grip, the folder, the night vision bridge. You're getting everything you see here for around $1,200. So like I said, you're getting a lot for your money, but almost more importantly than that is the overall setup. Now, you can see here, this is my IBI Deuce 2.0. And you can see I have no internal or external weights on this chassis. This chassis comes in at around 4.5 pounds without weights. That's the complete setup. You know, the bag rider, all the things you see here. What is important in this is that you can see I'm not even pressed all the way up into the bag here, and I am balancing this rifle. So this chassis is not intended to be the next super heavy competition chassis, although it has internal and external slots via M-LOK so that you can make it flex into that space if you want, and it would do totally fine. This is a 6061 aluminum chassis. It's all one piece here. So you are going to get a lot of rigidity out of this, but what you're getting is a lot of weight in the right places. So if you're a guy who wants to go hunt off of a tripod, or you're gonna pack something like this out for Mammoth Sniper Challenge, this setup is going to balance really well, kind of out of the rip, without having to add a ton of weight. So you're gonna get good shooting performance without making this crazy heavy. We have a pretty minimalistic buttstock going on back here, but again, you are getting that folder and it works really well. You're getting a premium vertical grip, but like I said, there's not a ton of weight back here, and with rimfire, that's usually where the problem is. We get a really well set up but really heavy buttstock on a lot of premium chassis, and that's not the case here. So as you can see, nothing on here, internal or external. We just have a standard barrel to action, and we can easily balance this. So even if you don't have quite the barrel contour I have, which is a 1/2 24-inch, you can still balance this without adding a bunch of weights. And I know a lot of guys over the years have emailed me and they've gotten into premium chassis, and then they look at the cost of weights, and when they're trying to balance a rimfire, that heavy buttstock can make it a little bit more expensive to get a perfectly balanced setup. From this side, you're able to see the cover here. This is an ambidextrous chassis, so if you're shooting left hand, right hand, again, it's gonna come with the cover for whichever side you're not using. So it comes with both, so you don't have to have a huge gap here in your chassis. So you're getting 3 different threaded positions here in the chassis so that you can really customize where you wanna put that thumb shelf. Again, this is gonna come with their premium vertical grip here. This is a brand new grip from them. You're gonna get length of pull adjustment. You're getting cheek height adjustment here. So you're getting all the adjustment without this being overly complex. And as we rotate this around, see here, it's going to magnetically latch that folder. So it's something you don't have to worry about. And it makes it super simple. And honestly, I kind of prefer a magnet here, because if I need to deploy this, sometimes trying to get a second hand over here to release some sort of release can be a little bit of a pain, but here you just break the magnetic connection, swing around, and it's gonna lock up. Plenty of M-LOK. You can see there the full length ARCA rail. There's slight differences in AICS pattern mags. So what they did on this latch here is they made this kind of semi-self-adjusting. There's a radius on the latch. So if you're using standard AICS mags like Bergara or Voodoo or MDT, stuff that is just what it is, this isn't adjustable up and down traditionally, but it does allow for about 20 thousandths of difference in that latch, so that for mags like the Voodoo or Bergara for your rimfire guys, you're not gonna have to worry really so much. Now, all those features and specs, while they're important, I know a lot of you are probably wondering, well, how does it feel? Well, honestly, it feels pretty dang good. I've been shooting this a little while, and again, I will be shooting this in my next rimfire competition. But even with no weights, like I said, this thing balances really, really well, and which is something I'm really excited about. A lot of guys don't want to carry around a 22-pound rifle, especially if you were going to be shooting other kind of matches. You know, like I've gotten into these two-man team sniper matches. I want my total rifle to be around 15 pounds, optics, accessories, everything. Or if you're going to go backcountry hunting, you know, that's the best part about this design to me, is that how well it balances with so little extra weight. Now, of course, you can add the weights to the M-locks. You got 7 per side. You can make this thing weigh 22 pounds if that's what you're into, but you're not canned into that. You're not forced into that scenario. If you look up here, if you haven't noticed already, at the kind of barrel inletting area of this chassis, you will notice there is a ton of room around this barrel, and that's because this is designed to accommodate up to a 1.750-ish barrel. So we are talking the Tacom structure barrel. And the reason I bring that up is because you might have already seen this chassis on social media. Lee from Stumpy's Customs Guns has worked with Saber Tactical, and he has released his own turnkey rifle system called the Phenom, and it is a Saber Tactical chassis. It is the Tacom structure barrel, and I had a chance to go out there about a month ago and shoot his rifles and talk to him. So now we're gonna cut back to then so you can see this chassis in action, not just with a rimfire, but with a full-on precision rifle centerfire build. And Lee's gonna walk us through a lot of the design features and what went into making this what it is and what makes his Phenom what it is. All right, welcome back to the Pursuit of Accuracy. I'm Josh, and we're out here today looking at a brand new rifle setup. And part of the reason why I'm out here is because our sponsors over at Saber Tactical actually worked with Lee. Lee is the owner of Stumpy's Customs Guns, and he has a whole rifle build, and part of that, integral to this, is this chassis from Saber Tactical. So Lee's going to kind of walk us through this whole thing, because if you're seeing in B-roll right now, this thing has a pretty wild barrel system on it. We've already shot it, been shooting it today, and I haven't had the experience of shooting one of these in person. I've seen them on video, but I watched him shoot 10 rounds. I grabbed the rifle, grabbed the barrel. Wasn't like cool to the touch, but not nearly as hot as anything else. And this is 6 Creedmoor. I went over and shot 10 or 15 rounds, and we just put rounds on this, and it doesn't get hot. But before we get all crazy into that, Lee, if you want to just kind of walk us through your whole rifle setup.
What we did was, for everybody that's tracking, the Tacom HQ structured barrels, they're larger diameter barrels. They go from 135 to 165 diameter. So there's no chassis on the market anywhere that'll accommodate this barrel. So what I was doing for the last couple of years, I was buying the foundation stocks,
Okay, yep.
and I was milling them out,
Right.
and then it worked great, but it wasn't conducive. Like you couldn't
Wasn't a chassis.
you couldn't do any internal weights
Right,
in on
yep.
the inside because you're milling all that area out. So we worked with a couple different companies over the years to try to get something designed, and just it never came through to fruition. So luckily I met up with the guys from Saber Tactical through another mutual friend, and they were like, dude, we'll help you. So they were already in the process of kind of designing something. So then I just completely hijacked it on them. Like pretty much what happened.
And important to note, you're seeing a prototype here, and what they did was basically, I think, a couple renditions deep now. So they were coming back to Lee shooters and getting input.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other guys. They got some great shooters on the West Coast where they're at, and kind of helping them along. But the biggest thing was we're trying to do a production rifle, or something that can accommodate this barrel, because I believe in it. I believe in the science of it. It works. I've been through a lot of barrels now with Tacom. I mean, yeah, I've got one at the shop now with about almost 5,000 rounds on it, factory ammo, and it'll still shoot 3/4 inch, 1/2 inch groups all day with factory ammo. That's the thing about these guns. There's no load development if you're loading, and it doesn't matter if you're shooting 105s, 108s, 109s. There's going to be rise, obviously, but it stacks them. And it's harmonically dead for the guys who understand that. I mean, the machine work and the process he's put into it from his harmonics background. John Baker from Tacom. It's just amazing. You know, from the relieving on the throat area to the the node breaks down the barrel where
is this for the heat dissipation?
Yeah. So what they do is the throat area is what we're trying to save. It's what he's trying to save. You know, is all your heat builds up here. Think of an engine. Heat, you kill an engine all day. So if you can get this surface area to suck heat out, less heat in the, less throat erosion, all of that. But all these little grooves here, these are to stop vibration. So if we can stop a vibration here, instead of letting it travel down through the barrel,
Okay.
so it'll hit these, I guess we can call them index marks all the way down it.
Yep.
And then it stops it or it pushes it out. So it's not continuing down the barrel. So you're not getting a horizontal, vertical, torsional whips, all that. It is dead. Yeah. And then you're able to put an EFR on it to co-witness thermals, whatever you're running, like some other companies that run the lightweight chassis don't allow you to do it because you can't get them to co-witness with each other.
So your chassis, or your rifle, not chassis, your rifle specifically, it's going to be this chassis, the new one with all the, on its last rendition.
Yep.
It's going to be what action?
We run, we have a mark and variance with Kelby's.
Okay.
So I'm a firm believer in those guys. They're rad. So we have a market variance with them.
Okay.
There's a couple other companies we work with that we're in the process of working with. We're working with Precision Armament. That's one of their new cans.
Okay.
Super quiet. And this is not a heavy gun. This is a 21-pound gun.
Right.
Because it's all milled internal. So we have almost 2.5 pounds of weights that slide down. And then all these here, these M-locks, you can use I think it's 1024, don't quote me. You'll be able to do accessories into this, where if you take the weights out, you just use the M-lock slots. TACOM's got normal barrels with over 4,500 rounds through them, and they're still winning matches. Like, you can call them up, that these guns are crushing because of the barrels. Like I said, I've got one almost 5,000. I've got a 135 one at the shop that we're still working through some stuff.
Right.
And then this is the 160, and I'm hoping to get 5,000 to 6,000 rounds out of this because we went with the gain twist on this one. It's an 11-7 gain twist, so we're hoping that softer throat and everything, keep more of the heat down. That's what you want to do, is keep heat out of the gun. Different. It's a totally different feeling. I've been doing shooting for about 20 years, so it just feels different. I mean, I love the family too. I love it's a small business.
Right.
It's a father and son group there.
Awesome.
But no, it works, man. I implore people to try it before they bash it.
Right. So if you guys want to check this out, I know the Rimfire guys watching this, I'll have this in a Rimfire too at some point, but that's at Saber Tactical. If they want to take a look at you, get a hold of you, look at your stuff, what's the best way for them to
just go on and look up Stumpy's Custom Guns. You can go on Instagram, Facebook, or just Google on the interweb, you know what I mean? Google up and give us a call. I'll talk to anybody on the phone.
Right. Awesome. Well, thanks again.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, we'll catch you guys on the next one.